Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Hopeful Chewbacca back at the Church of Chewbacca, and I know, guys, I haven't been around that much lately. As I mentioned in another video, my nephew was born last week on May, 11th, I believe? May 11th, on that Sunday, or going into Monday. I can't remember the exact date. I just know it was May 11th. So he was born then. My sister, nephew, both perfectly healthy. The nephew's growing well or whatever. So that's all good and gravy. And then because my brother had not seen my nephew yet, or I guess our nephew, because, well, it's both our nephews, he's flying up to Pittsburgh. So I came down to Florida to spend some time with my mother with the lockdown kind of breaking up some and me still working remotely from home, as well to help watch her house and her dog, since no dog sitters really trying to go into people's houses to watch their dogs. So now I have another little mobile setup, as I posted on Twitter, for pretty much doing these videos for streaming. Hopefully the mobile setup works. So I appreciate everyone bearing with me in the last week or so of me not producing so much content and me not really streaming. Like I said, I really appreciate everything you guys have done so far with supporting the channel, supporting my Twitch stream. And with that being said, you guys should hit that subscribe button so we can continue to grow. And I promise you I'll keep producing this content while I'm down in Florida. There'll probably be a down day in maybe 3 or 4 weeks whenever I go back up to Maryland. Now that we've gotten out what has been going on with me lately, I hope that everything's going well with you guys. And what this video is actually going to be about, and what you guys tuned in for, is we're going to rate the set 11 through 20 headliners, 1 through 10, and how this ranking works is, if you guys watch the set 1 through 10 headliners, is I base this based on when the headliner came out at the time, as well as what the attributes of the card are looking like, if they're a switch hitter, if they have a good pitching motion. I will say I have played with these cards at least a little bit, not that much with every single card. I do not own every single one of these cards, just being honest with you guys. This is just a ranking for these cards and how you should go about them and which ones you should target whenever you're trying to get a headliners or add a guy to your team. Also in the comments below, if you guys don't agree with the list or think, hey man, I played really well with this card, maybe you should try this one out, or maybe this card should be bumped up on the list, let me know in the comments. We can have a discussion about it. I know everybody's opinion varies some when it comes to these rankings. So let's get into it. Coming in at number 10. At the 10th spot, we have Cy Young, the starting pitcher that was the veteran card from 1905. I mean, this is pretty much a no-brainer. He's by far the worst headliner that's come out in recent weeks. I mean, just look at the card. The attributes really are kind of underwhelming for this point in the game. I get he has a 96 overall. He does have a 5-pitch repertoire. However, it's just not impressive. He doesn't have a fastball that goes very fast. It tops out at maybe 96. He does have a lot of off-speed stuff, and it's very slow, and it all moves a little bit different. He does have that coveted screwball. However, just take a look at his attributes. 82 hit per 9 is not going to get the job done. It doesn't matter if he can throw 8,000 pitches with his 125 stamina. It's just not good enough. He does have great control. If you ended up pulling this headliner whenever you had the packs, I mean, you probably made a decent profit on it. I just don't think this guy's very good. It's just really good control, not the best per 9s. He does have a good home run per 9, but who cares if he has 82 hits? He's going to let up a lot of hits. That's another problem with some of the older cards I've noticed, is it seems like the legends this year, especially the guys with the goofier windups, seem to have a really low hits per 9, which is disappointing because some of those cards, especially with the goofy windups, can be really hard to hit. So maybe that's the way of SDS to make them a little bit more fair. However, take a quick look at this guy's quirks. His quirks are pressure cooker, unbreakable, workhorse, stingy, untouchable, control artist, grounded. Obviously, he's going to have stingy because he's over the 80 hits per 9. However, I just don't think that it's that good of a card compared to some of the other pitchers that you can see in this top 10 list for the headliners. Guys, Cy Young's number 10. It's not even close. He's by far the worst starting pitcher on this list. Even though the award for the best pitcher is named after you, you're number 10, buddy. It happens. Coming in at number 9. At the number 9 spot, we have another pitcher from the early 1900s, the 1905 postseason, 95 overall, Christy Mathewson. Now, when this card came out, it was one of those cards where he was like, man, his nines, everything's really, really good with the card. However, the execution, once the opponent figures out the screwball and the motion of it, he is very, very hittable. Another card, like I mentioned with the Cy Young, where he has a lower hits per 9 than you'd like to see for like an elite card. When he did come out, and this is where I went back and forth because I do base this on when the cards come out. And when he came out, he was actually probably the best starting pitcher in the game, just based on attributes, other than like the Corey Kluber and Hal Newhouser, and some relief pitchers, obviously, and other guys that you get from the collection. But he was probably the best card you could get at an affordable price. He does have the screwball as his primary pitch in his lineup of pitches over there. As you can see, it doesn't have a great change of speed with his fastball. His fastball only goes about 96 miles an hour as his first secondary pitch. Take a quick look at the attributes. He does have great stamina, 120. He has 90 hits per 9, 85 K per 9, 95 home run per 9, 118 pitching clutch. He does have really good control, which is nice about the card. But I just am not sure with the hits per 9 being at 90, especially with him not being a big strikeout pitcher, doesn't have a lot of nasty stuff to strike you out. I just don't like it to where a lot of guys are going to make contact on his card and get a lot of base hits, or at least opportunities for base hits, especially when this card was out, fielding wasn't quite patched. So when you're a hit the contact kind of guy and the fielding's kind of screwy, it really demerited his ranking in this top 10 here. Look at his quirks. His quirks are pressure cooker, unbreakable, workhorse, stingy, untouchable, control artist, grounded, and sinker baller. I'm assuming the sinker baller is attached to the two-seam fastball. And he does have really good quirks, if we're being honest. He does have everything you want from your pitcher, even the stingy and grounded. When it came out, fielding was screwy. He's clearly more of a pitch-to-contact type of guy. He's not a big strikeout. He's not going to blow the ball past you. You got to really work your pitches and pitch well. So a lot of factors go into it, especially whenever I rank pitchers or rate them of how well they do. Because I'm a big pitching wins games, especially because I'm not the best hitter in the game, so I got to win a lot with pitching. And I liked the Mathewson at first, but after a while, when more and more people saw him, he didn't have that element of surprise. He's just very hittable card. That's why he comes in number 9 on the list. There's just better starting pitchers, better relief pitchers on this list than he is, so he has to be at the bottom. It's just the way the cookie crumbles. Coming in at number 8. The number 8 spot here might be a little surprising for some, because actually I think this Paul Molitor actually plays very well. He is a 96 overall Silver Slugger from 1993, first baseman, no secondary positions, diamond hitting, common defense. He has great contact attributes, as you can see. 109 contact versus righty, the max 125 contact versus lefty, with 73 power versus righty and 81 power versus lefty, with 108 vision, 94 discipline, and 125 max clutch. Where this card really lets you down is within the fielding. Now at first base, your fielding is not that important, but I always mention if you do not have great fielding at first base, you better be a tank. You better be a Josh Bell. You better be a Frank Thomas. You better be a guy that can play left tackle in the NFL. Paul Molitor is not that. He is 6 foot tall, 185 pounds, and that's probably on his heavier days in the league. So, at 55 fielding, 55 arm strength, which doesn't matter for a first baseman, 56 arm accuracy, also doesn't matter that much, and 54 reaction, it's just not going to cut it. You're talking about 55 fielding and 54 reaction, he might as well be from Louisiana, because the ball's going to be by you all the time. This is just not a good card defensively, and this is why he's coming in number 8 on the list. His defense is just too bad. It doesn't matter how well he can hit. He could be a very good bench bat. However, there's 7 other guys on this list that are going to be everyday starters or guys in your rotation in your bullpen. So how can I justify putting a guy that is going to be on your bench because there's just better options at first base, especially when the card came out like last week? Like, it's just not a good card defensively. Better options at first base. Could be a good pinch hitter. If you packed them, wonderful. I would have sold them because I would have just got my stubs back and hoped for a diamond or some golds out of the other 4 packs. Look at his quirks real quick. His quirks are hitting machine, 20/20 vision, walker, pressure cooker. Obviously, you guys know I like the walker, the hitting machine. He has pretty decent quirks, but he only has 4 quirks for a 96 overall. This card's just not that good. I'm just being honest. He literally only is coming in at number 8 instead of number 10. It's because the Cy Young card is not very good. It's pretty horrendous. for a starting pitcher when there's so many other options, especially free options. And the Christy Mathewson that literally came out the first card in set 11 and fielding was broken. He's a pitch of contact guy. Otherwise, Molitor would probably be 10. He's just not a good card. If this was 10 position players, 100% he'd be number 10 unless somebody else is a turd sandwich. It's just not pretty. He's number 8. Let's go move on and see who's number 7. Coming in at number 7. Guys, this is the part of the list where it just got condensed and it's just really, really tight. And I didn't really know who to go with here or there. You could swap some of these guys back and forth probably between the 6th and the 3rd position, if I'm being honest. This is how I rank them. And I will explain when I go through each card, especially when I go further down the list of why like this guy got bumped over this other guy and why I thought about it like this. This Spencer Howard card is a very good card. 96 overall, future star of the Philadelphia Phillies. He's a right-handed thrower. He has a 5-pitch repertoire. And he has a 4-seam fastball, 97 miles an hour, can probably hit 99. He won't hit triple digits, but he'll get up very close. He has a good changeup at 83 miles an hour, a good slider at 85, a curveball, and a cutter. I wouldn't really recommend throwing the cutter that much. It's just not that hard. It doesn't have the best movement. It's his 5th pitch. It's just not a pitch I would use that much. The other 3 breaking pitches, amazing with his fastball. Very good card. Like his windup, like his motion. I really enjoy this card. So, looking at his attributes, he has 92 stamina, 99 hits per 9, 105 K per 9, 82 base on balls per 9 with 71 home run per 9. Not really the best home run number. I'm still not sure if online the home run number matters or it's just offline. I've had an argument with people back and forth. I can't find anything from SDS for this game where they've said that the home run per 9 isn't attached anything. I'm pretty sure it is. Some people say it's not because like at 1 year they said they unattached it because it was screwing up hitting. I'm not sure. I just know I look at the home runs per 9 and guys with higher home runs per 9 for me seem not to have as many home runs. So I'd assume it does something. 94 pitching clutch. That's very important, especially late into games. 81 control. 95 break, 86 velocity. Not sure why he's only 86 velocity because he does throw the ball almost 99 miles an hour, but whatever. The control's a little bit concerning. However, he is controllable enough for me at least. Take a look at his quirks. He has pressure cooker, workhorse, stingy, untouchable, control artist, grounded, cheesy, knee buckler, and illusionist. So the cheesy, knee buckler, and illusionists are huge for his pitches. It does make him pretty hard to hit. He's definitely a guy that's a swing and miss type of guy, a guy that is going to look to get you strikeouts. He does have the grounded, the untouchable, control artist, and stingy, and workhorse, obviously. These are all important. But he only has 92 stamina. The rest of this list for starting pitchers has better stamina and about the same when it comes to their attributes, if not a little bit better, which is why you'll see another guy in this list from one of the headliners that is also a future star starting pitcher that just has better attributes than Howard. This does not mean this Howard card is bad. However, Howard came out after the card, so that's why Howard is coming here at number 7 and not higher up on the list. Coming in at number 6. At the 6th spot, we have the future stars second baseman for the Chicago White Sox, Nick Madrigal. He is a right-handed batting, right-handed throwing, 5'7", 165-pound speedster at second base, no secondaries, diamond hitting, diamond defense. This guy's a guy that's really a contact hitter with a lot of speed. As you can see, he has 111 contact versus righty, 99 contact versus lefty, 53 power versus righty, 60 power versus lefty with 114 vision. He's super fast at 98 speed. His fielding is good, 92 fielding. He plays second base, so his arm strength at 75 is more than sufficient. He plays second base, so 75 arm strength is more than sufficient for the position that he plays. He has 87 reaction, so he's definitely going to be able to get the balls in the hole. The biggest downside of this card and why I had a struggle of whether he should be lower on the list or put him in at 6, which is probably the max where he would be on this list, is when he came out, he was released with all the other future stars you can get in team affinities. I do think there is a better second baseman in Vidal Brujan that you can get that's a switch hitter that has literally the same attributes as Nick Madrigal, if not a little bit better on the hitting side, and he has a little bit better defense. They are both 95 overall. This is the second card that Nick Madrigal had in the game. I'm not sure why they like this guy from the Chicago White Sox so much at SDS but he got another card. And with only batting from the right side, he does have a disadvantage in the righty-righty matchups. I do think, though, it's a pretty good card. I mean, he's a good infielder. At second base, he's going to make a lot of defensive plays. He can cause havoc once he gets on the base pass with that speed. Let's take a look at his quirks. His quirks are hitting machine, 20/20 vision, soft hands, quick reflexes, speedster, thief, pressure cooker. So essentially, like I said, he's going to be a base hitting, base burgling, defensive monster at second base. He just has some flaws because he's not a switch hitter, and there's just, I think, better options at second base in the game, even when he came out. So that's why he's coming in at number 6. 6 is not bad on this list, and his attributes really speak for himself. Unlike, and this is where, like, he comes in higher than Paul Molitor, right? Because Molitor was number 8, and I said he might be number 10. So this guy comes in 2 spots higher because he's better defensively and he's a better fielder. Now, the argument can be, well, what about the pitcher you just had with Howard? Well, the reason Howard doesn't get higher than Madrigal here is really just preference off of second base is one of the most needed positions in this game right now. And besides Brujan, Madrigal, and Sandberg, there's not too many other second basemen in the game right now that are dominant. A lot of people in their cap there in ranked seasons. It has to do with second base and shortstop. I will mention shortstop as well, are both need positions in the game right now. That's one of the reasons why he's here in this ranking. I do a lot, when I do these rankings, I think about a lot of different things, not just their attributes. So it's just something to think about. If you need a second baseman, you need someone for pretty cheap, he could be a fit for you, especially he has a pretty good swing too. Guys, he's number 6. Let's go and see who is going to start out the top 5. Coming in at number 5. Starting the top 5, we have the Gold Glove 2012 Jason Heyward, right fielder. For the Atlanta Braves, left-handed batting, left-handed throwing, 6'5", 240-pound guy that should be playing tight end in the NFL. Secondary positions are left field and center field, diamond hitting, diamond defense. And well, especially when this card came out, unlike the Toronto Blue Jays that haven't got a decent card all year except for, I guess, Joe Carter, the Atlanta Braves were just going to have plethora of cards, and Heyward was part of that. You look at his attributes, he has 100 contact versus righty, 64 contact versus lefty, 95 power versus righty, 74 power versus lefty with 70 vision. He has 88 discipline. Really what makes this card crown the top 5 is he's an absolute monster in the field with very good speed, and at the 6'5" frame, he flags down everything. I understand his hitting attributes are not the best, but there's a lot of guys right now that are heavy on the right-handed pitchers, and he does hit right-handed pitching well. Against lefties, he'll struggle some, but defensively, he's probably one of the best corner outfielders that it's their natural position within the game. You can see 94 fielding, 95 arm strength, 90 arm accuracy, 91 reaction with 82 speed, and that big frame. Like I said, he's a horse out there just flagging down everything, has a huge arm. And this was really whenever he kind of first came in the league and everyone kind of knew he's going to be an absolute stud defensively. He makes ridiculous plays in real life, and this card really, really shows that. Take a quick look at his quirks. His quirks are Walker, soft hands, quick reactions, cannon, and sniper. So they're obviously more defensive based, which makes sense for a Gold Glove card. I like the card. I've always liked Jason Heyward. Maybe I'm a little biased on this pick at number 5. Maybe he should be a little bit lower. He definitely shouldn't be any higher. But I think with the state of the game right now, defense and pitching are the way to go compared to hitting, because they did just make the hitting window bigger. They did just make the PCI bigger. So you can have guys that don't hit as well and still be productive, but defensively you got to have guys that make the plays on defense and are good pitchers and have good pitching attributes. Coming in at number 4. At the 4 spot, we have another Future Stars card, Luis Patino, the starting pitcher for the San Diego Padres. Hopefully this is a guy that can help their franchise be a better organization, and they just haven't been that great in recent history. It looks like they have a lot of prospects, a lot of young talent. Hopefully can be added to that and allow them to be a good team. Look at his pitch repertoire. Only has 4 pitches. He has a 4-seam fastball, a slider, changeup, and curveball. He does throw the ball pretty hard. He's going to hit about 99 miles an hour, just like that Future Stars Howard card that I talked about. He's not that tall, only 6 foot. He does have great attributes. One of the downsides of this card is he only has 89 stamina, which kind of hurts a little bit. But he does have 105 hits per 9, 102 K per 9, 77 base on balls per 9, 78 home run per 9 with 103 pitching clutch. He does have good velo and break. Guys, the reason he's number 4 is that 105 hits per 9 is ridiculous. He does have decent control, and he does have 102 Ks per 9. The home run per 978 is not the best, but I think that late in games you'll be fine with the pitching clutch. I think they'll take that over a little bit. The stamina, a little bit disappointing at 89, especially in the game when you want to have guys go long term. But he could be a great guy with that good pitching clutch where he has a 5th man if you need him as a middle reliever, as your 5th man in your rotation. He could also be your ace because he does have great hits per 9. Take a quick look at his quirks. The quirks for the Colombian-born starter is his pressure cooker, stingy, untouchable, grounded, cheesy, knee buckler, and illusionist. So he definitely has the necessary quirks to be an amazing pitcher. He's coming in at number 4 on the list. I don't think there'll be much argument from you guys here. I mean, you just look at the attributes, you just look at the pitch repertoire, and it's just pretty damn good. So let's move on and see who's at number 3. Coming in at number 3. Taking the 3rd spot for us here is the shortstop Ozzie Smith, Gold Glove, 1987, for the St. Louis Cardinals. Switch hitter, right-handed throwing, diamond hitting, diamond defense. Not the biggest of guys at 5'11 and 150 pounds, but boy is he rangy and he has amazing defensive attributes. He's obviously a contact hitter. Now, I've always said power wins games, and I'm always a big power guy. So it might be a little surprising that I have him at number 3 to you guys. But a lot of people love this card. He is a switch hitter. And like I said, defense and pitching can win you a lot of games. And I don't think there's a better defensive shortstop in this game. Maybe a few guys that can throw harder. But you look at his fielding attributes. 99 fielding, 99 reaction with 98 arm accuracy. Yeah, he only has 87 arm strength. But I promise you he'll be able to make all the throws. And he has 87 speed. So the defensively, other than if you have a cap at shortstop, I don't think anyone comes close to these attributes defensively right now in the game. Look at his hitting attributes. Not the best. He does have a 40-40 power versus righty, power versus lefty. Good contact versus righty. Not just good, actually amazing, 116. Only 75 contact versus lefty, but he does have a good righty-lefty, lefty-righty matchup every time he bats, which can help a lot of guys. 117 vision, and he does have a great ability to bunt if needed. He has 102 discipline, so he's always going to get that third baseman on the shift, so maybe if you can push or pull the ball past the third baseman, you might get a few extra base hits. Maybe, I don't know, just kind of a strategy, I guess. Who knows? Take a look at his quirks. His quirks are hitting machine, 20/20 vision, walker, soft hands, quick reflexes, sniper, speedster, thief, pressure cooker, unbreakable, bunt master. They just go on and on and on and on. Ridiculous. He does have great hitting, like I said. The hitting machine, 20/20 vision, hopefully he gives you a lot of those, like I like to call them Tony Gwynn hits, where he just kind of bloops it over the infield, or Juan Pierre. One of those bloop shots just over the infield, gets you some nice base hits, cause some havoc on the base pass with his decent speed. He has all of the defensive quirks, and obviously he has to. Have you seen his defensive attributes? It's not even an option, not even a question. They're mandatory. So, this guy coming in at number 3 on the list. Let's go see who's going to round out this list at the 2 and 1 spot. I mean, you guys probably can use process of elimination who they are, but maybe it'll surprise you who's at number 1 and who's at number 2. Coming in at number 2. This is probably a surprise to some of you, is that I got Matt Kemp, the center fielder for the Los Angeles Dodgers prime card at number 2. Secondaries left field and right field. Right-handed throwing, right-handed batting, 6'4", 230 pounds. Whenever he was in his prime, Matt Kemp was a freak of an athlete. One of the best outfielders in the game, hands down. I think a lot of people are hyping up this card so much because of nostalgia, because you've always had a Matt Kemp card that was pretty much free relatively early on in the game that was very good cards. In 2018, he had 92 overall Matt Kemp. I think last year he was 94 overall. He might have been 93 overall, but you could also unlock him by doing some stuff relatively easily. So the fact that now you kind of have to pay to play to get him is one of those things where I think it just offers like, oh my god, it's Matt Kemp. Like, we need to have this card. The card always is right for everybody. I just think right now in the game, there's just better options in the outfield that you can get for free. That's one of the reasons I got him at number 2. I mean, his attributes are amazing. Obviously, he crushes left-handed pitching. He's going to smack around right-handed pitching. His biggest downside is only a 71 vision. Take a quick look at his hitting attributes. 93 contact versus righty, 124 contact versus lefty with 88 power versus righty and 105 power versus lefty. So against lefties, he's going to absolutely mash. But the 71 vision, I guess them upping the PCI is not that big of a deal on Legend or Hall of Fame. But before that, it probably would be a little bit of a big deal. Now with the fielding, 87 fielding, 85 arm strength, 82 arm accuracy, 77 reaction, 84 speed. He's essentially Mike Trout, juiced a little bit hitting-wise. I mean, that doesn't mean that he's not special, because Mike Trout for me is absolutely amazing. I'm batting over 400 with Mike Trout online. Offline, I'm batting like 550. So, yes, this Matt Kemp is an amazing card. I just think there's a card that came out in the last 10 headliners that's better than he is for the state of the game and what we have and what we don't have. We'll take a quick look at his quirks. His quirks are hitting machine, bomber, sniper, thief, pressure cooker, and unbreakable. He actually doesn't have that many quirks for the 97 overall, which does it hurt him? Not really. I mean, he's still a very, very, very good card. At the price he is right now, look at the marketplace price. He's over 100K. I just don't know if he's worth over 100K or like the price of trying to finish off one of the team collections. That's my thing, is the price that he's at right now. And yeah, this is the last one that came out. He came out in set 20, so maybe the price does drop some. But typically when you get out of the packs, the price goes up. So if he does go up in price, he's definitely not worth it. There's just better options. Unless you're like a huge LA Dodgers fan or a huge Matt Kemp fan, I would kind of stay away from the card a little bit. But he is number 2 on this list, and his attributes speak for themselves. I know he does have a glitchy swing unless they've changed it. This is the only card in this entire headliners I haven't used that much. I haven't used the card itself. I went to use Matt Kemp in practice to see if the swing had changed at all. For me, it didn't seem to change. I didn't like pop in 19 or 18. The swing does still seem to be smooth if anyone's curious, because I know that that's a big thing, especially when you're investing as much money and stubs into the card as you would have to get him. Coming in at number 1. At the top of the list and coming in at number 1 is the closing pitcher for the Cincinnati Reds, prime Rob Dibble. Last year, Dibble was only available in 12-0 Battle Royale runs, and I believe he's 92 overall, and he was amazing when he came out. He's a right-handed pitcher. He bats left-handed. I don't think you'll ever really bat with him, being that he's a closer. He only throws 3 pitches, a 4-seam fastball, a slider, and a cutter, but he does throw his 4-seam fastball 99 miles an hour, and guess what he has? He has outlier, which means he's going to hit 102 or 103, which is absolutely ridiculous. He has 30 stamina, which is a little bit more than most closing pitchers, as they normally have 25. So he might be able to pitch 2 innings for you, but he's going to give you at least 1 good inning, 108 hits per 9, 125 max K per 9, 70 base on balls per 9, 93 home runs per 9 with 108 pitching clutch, 85 control, 99 velo, and 95 break. The attributes on this card are ridiculous for a closing pitcher. And we just don't have that many relievers in the game. Are we being for real right now? That is the biggest need position in the video game, is relief pitchers. He is a relief pitcher, and he might be one of the best ones in the entire game so far. So, of course, he has to be number 1 on the list. Take a quick look at his quirks. His quirks are cannon, pressure cooker, stingy, untouchable, grounded, cheesy, knee buckler, and outlier. So, he's going to come at you with a 102 mile per hour fastball and then bump you out with a slider that only goes like 82 miles an hour. Plus, he has a cutter that's literally 10 to 12 miles an hour slower than his fastball that moves, but doesn't move as much as the slider. I mean, the cutter might not be the best pitch as his third pitch, but the slider coming in so slow, that's just a huge change of speed. And he's really easy to throw with. I actually think as a kid I had this Rob Dibble card, this Topps 40 anniversary card or whatever the series was. I'd have to go find it somewhere. Maybe I'll find it and bring it to a YouTube video if I can find it. It'd have to be like in my attic somewhere. Okay, I got a little off topic there. My bad, guys. But this card, this is the best card that's come out from the headliners. I'm just hoping that his price drops a little bit. I'm probably going to pick him up to put him in the bullpen. He is nasty. Absolute filth. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the list. Leave some comments below if you don't agree with the list or you think I should have went a different route with some of the picks of what I had in this 1 through 10 ranking. With that being said, please hit the subscribe button so we can grow the community. I really appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up button so I know that I'm doing a good job. hit that notification bell so you know whenever I upload videos. That way you guys can come by and watch them, and I really hope you're enjoying the content. If you are, and you want to watch me live, you should come on over to twitch.tv/HopefulChewbacca. I stream Monday through Thursday, 8:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do stream Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, but I do not have a set schedule. You'll have to follow me on Twitter at Hopeful1137, and I will tweet out whenever I'm about to go live. Also, if you want to play a friendly in MLB The Show, have any questions, concerns, comments, anything like that, other than commenting on this video below, you can always add me on PlayStation Network, Hopeful1137. I even play Call of Duty Warzone with people sometimes. I'm terrible at the game, but hey, if you want to play a game or you need a fourth guy, you need a third guy, or you just want somebody else to play with, I'd be more than happy to if I'm not playing baseball, not streaming. Sometimes you just got to play other video games. It happens. Guys, I really appreciate your patience. I'm sorry I have not been uploading videos as much and I haven't been on stream as much. Just obviously sometimes you got to do things that are more important in life than video games. It does happen. But I hope you've all been safe and you continue to be safe. And you just have a great day.